again, but there are already Hydras in position to defend against Wraith coming in from the western direction. Rather, it looks like Hiya might be angling for a dual attack there with forces in the front, drop it in the back, but no, RorO has forces in position to defend both fronts. Nice work by RorO here. Hiya persisting with trying to drop. He's managed to sneak his way into RorO's base, but I think it's ultimately not going to be able to accomplish too much. The Scourge killing the dropship, and these Neolists cleaning up the Vultures. The Vultures are doing a lot of damage, and now RorO attacking again with Vultures at the 9 o'clock. Nice work, I have to say, Hiya attacking again with Vultures at 9 o'clock. Nice work by Hiya here. Plus his mines managed to kill a few Hydralisks, so this attack went better than I thought it would by Hiya. Well done, I have to say. Caused quite a bit of havoc here, and those mines may have very well weakened the eggs enough that they glitched and did not hatch whatever units they were building. RorO trying to come in for a Meatless harass. He's not attacked for several seconds there, and his Meatless getting hit hard by just that solitary turret. RorO did not look like he was paying attention. There's yet another Vulture in RorO's base. Those mines killing another Hydralisk, and yet another drone goes down. Nice work by RorO. 2 more drones go down. Well done by Hiya and RorO. He was defending so well earlier. I do not know why his defense is sort of fallen apart by this point. Perhaps he is sick and just not able to concentrate very hard. He has Raves out to deal with any more dropships that Hiya may potentially send out, which I think is a wise strategy. Plus he can kill the Wraith whenever he sees it. RorO is trying to reestablish mining at all his bases. Looks like he's built a round of drones, sending 3 more to the 9 o'clock base. So he should be fine in his economy. Hiya is not really in a position to harass. The Scourge coming in and scouting, going to see all sorts of factories going down, but he probably knows that Hiya doesn't have too many forces out on the field right now. RorO not trying to attack with his Meatless, keeping them, just moving them around the map, it looks like at this point. Perhaps they are scouting for Vultures and hoping to catch a few and kill them. Not sure that's the best use of your Meatless. Still think that RorO would be wise to go in and try to poke around and see if there are any weak points that he could potentially exploit. Like in the corner of the base there, for instance, looks like a weak point to me. But that is not what he's opted to do. These 2 Vultures not going to be able to get up the ramp at the 3 o'clock. Solitary Hydra standing vigil there, warding off the Marauders. So these Meatless coming out here by RorO, sending all his Meatless, it looks like, to chase the 2 Vultures. No, he's got a mass his Meatless in the middle. He's got speed on his Overlords. And this game has, at this point, probably even up somewhat. I would still have to give RorO the advantage at this point, considering Hiya was so much more delayed in his economy. I mean, he really just started mining from his natural a minute ago, it seems. Hiya going to use his Wraith to try to pick off the odd Overlord or 2 as best he can before the Meatless have a chance to respawn. So that's at least something that he's trying to do. Not that he has too many options. He can't really afford to send out too many more Vultures because he doesn't have any. And he doesn't have a dropship here. He's stuck in his base. That Wraith's going to get caught and destroyed by the Meatless. I'm not sure whether killing an Overlord was a worthwhile trade for that Wraith. Keeping the Wraith around could serve many useful purposes, including spotting for his tanks, for instance. So, Scourge coming in to scout again for RorO. He really wants to know what Hiya is doing. He's been very good about his scouting this entire time, I have to say. RorO is, so he's been able to stay more or less 1 step ahead of Hiya. I guess he is not the highest caliber player, though, because I suspect a better Zerg player with all the information they had would be able to close the game out already. But RorO has decided to go for a longer game. He's put down yet another hatchery at 12 o'clock. If he can get that up, he'll have 4 total bases and gas. He's built a lot of Meatless, it looks like, to counter any sort of tank army that might be coming out. Nice Vulture harass by Hiya this entire game, I have to say. His Vulture has caused a lot of havoc. More drones going down. Looks like 4 more drones going down to 2 more Vultures. Just a few Vultures causing all sorts of havoc. And RorO, he was defending so well earlier. Not quite sure why He's struggling in his defense. Now he's going with his Mulus at the backfield. It looks like he has massed up a lot of Mulus. He's going to be able to pick off these turrets, but he's backed off after he killed 2 turrets upon seeing the Goliaths. Again, this little attack was too late, and killing 2 turrets, not exactly a very useful accomplishment. So, Hiya, well, he didn't really defend well. I have to say the onus was more on RorO to have done well in that harass. So RorO being a bit silly there. Now, a lot of Goliaths are out for Hiya. RorO does have +1 armor for his Mulus. That is going to help. I still think RorO needs to mass up Hydralisk and his Mulus to fight at the same time, but there are so many Goliaths and tanks coming out by Hiya. He's spent this entire time, it seems, building his very impressive mech army to a sizable force here. And I'm not sure that RorO can actually defeat the army at this point. RorO trying to attack at natural, but fended off by all the Goliaths coming back. The one bad thing about these mech units is they are slow, and on this map, they are particularly cumbersome, since it takes a long time to travel from one base to another. But the units are very good on defense. There are a lot of narrow choke points to defend, and now RorO coming in for attack at the main base. It looks like he might be pressing attack at the front, while his Mulus are going to work on these SCVs at the back, forcing all the SCVs back, it seems like. But now the Goliaths coming in, killing quite a few Mulus, and injuring many, many more. I'm not sure whether that attack was entirely worth it by RorO. I fear for the strength of his field army. All he has are a handful of Hydralisks and his Mulus, and that's it. He's managed to stop the command center at the 9 o'clock going up for now. Hiya does not seem to have the presence of mind to send a second SCV there, at least not yet. Well, surely he sent one by now. But RorO, I think he is in some serious trouble here. He needs to be able to beat back this mech army, but no! RorO has opted to go for counterattack. He's forced the command center to cancel at the 8 o'clock position, and he's managed to use his forces to sort of keep Hiya back. But no, this time Hiya's not fooled. He's going to go for the attack. RorO going for the attack too. I think both players are going to be able to break through, but in these situations, the Terran almost certainly will come out ahead. And even with reinforcements, I think Hiya is going to be able to defeat RorO without much of an issue. Not too much of a surprise. I have to say, these mech forces very devastating. I am surprised, though, by how RorO... I think he had an advantage as soon as he scouted out the rush and fended it off reasonably well, but he was not quite able to take advantage of that, it seems. And he is going to lose the game at this point. Solid mech play coming from Hiya. I have to say, even if Hiya loses all these units at his main, he's not going to be bothered because he's already got his forces. He's destroyed the Natural, and he's going to be able to destroy all the tech at the main. The Spire goes down. This is GG at this point. RorO sending his Mulus back now, but it doesn't matter. Even if RorO finishes off his army, he's not going to be able to build anything for a long time. And I guess RorO just wants to fight one final battle. It looks like he's going to lose his lair, too. This is surely GG. One last battle. Goliath versus Mulus. Massive struggle here. The Mulus may very well actually prevail, but it doesn't matter. All the tech for RorO has gone down, whereas Hiya still has 2 mining bases, it looks like. Unless Hiya's run out of mining at his Natural, I don't think so, since he put the Natural down so late. Now Hiya with a lot more Goliaths out. This is surely GG. RorO persisting with this attack. The Goliaths are 1-1 upgraded, so the +1 armor. Oh, they're +2 armor. Huh. So things not working out for RorO. Hiya, despite his early setbacks, managing to prevail in this game, going on to set 2.